are you going to do about it? I'll suck your dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
And I can do it on your wedding day and your birthday.
Okay, well,
and
we'll
days
see.
After.
Okay.
I've been in situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me after.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and a few of you ladies that may be listening. This is Spiritual Art of War, back at it again with another episode. And this time we're going to talk about Sadia Khan. Sadia Khan. You know, it's funny because over the last couple of years, Sadia Khan has pulled up on various platforms. She's been brought up in the red pill community on some of the stuff she's saying, many times men disagreeing with her. She had a very big podcast with Psychax, if I'm not mistaken. He did Soft White Underbelly with her. It was like a joint talk, which was actually pretty good. She made some good points, but, you know, broken clock is right twice a day. So, but of course, Psychax is when it comes to the psychology game, he's elite. He's actually probably one of the best. And it would have been interesting to see him do some stuff with Kevin Samuels, because I think them together would have been crazy. You know what I'm saying? You would have been the best duo since Miami Vice, man. But Sadia Khan being found out to be a side chick, it shouldn't be surprising, because one thing about these Islamic communities, them being in the Western world, they're a lot more secretive of what they do, and also they don't have the outcomes that other groups have where it's so obvious. She's Pakistani. I don't know if she was born and raised in England, but she clearly grew up there. And I actually grew up around Pakistanis. You know what I'm saying? So I know like a bit of like how they operate. In fact, one of my friends when I was like in middle school, he was Pakistani. It was him. He had a brother. But their culture is a lot more conservative and reserved than like Indians. Even though they're in the same region, they once used to all be part of the same colonial construct before the partition of 1947. And then there's different ethnic groups as well. So they're not the same not all the way. There are Punjabis in North India, but most of the Punjabs, their population is going to be found in Pakistan. Now, I actually knew a girl when I was in college. Her dad was Pakistani. Her mom was white. One of them, literally, for real, one of the most beautiful women like I've ever met in my life. Like, for real. In fact, she represented the university that I attended in, I think, FHM. FHM was a magazine. I don't know if it's still around, but it was around back in the 2000s, or Maxim. It was either Maxim or FHM. I want to say it was Maxim. They had like a university edition back in the 2000s where they had different girls representing their respective universities. And of course, you had to be a baddie to be on it. And she was selected to represent the school that I went to. And the school that I went to was no slouch. Okay? Like when it came to beauty and woman, bro. If you want to figure out what school that was, I believe in the year 2000, they were voted as having the most beautiful co-eds in the country. So, but anyway, back to the lecture at hand. She, you got to factor in that the woman I'm talking about that I met, her mom was white. Her dad was Pakistani. And she was getting it in like on the low, and I knew about it. Like in fact, one of my friends, he was a black, so-called black man from New York who also attended the school. They ended up dating, I don't know why the relationship ended, but they ended up dating. Now, she was able to date interracially because of the fact that at the end of the day, her mom is white. So a lot of times they move differently when one of their parents is not from the culture, the more conservative culture. Sadia Khan, I don't know about her background. It's possible she might have, white British mother, but I don't know. Let's assume that she's just full Pakistani. Clearly, she's very good looking, but she lives, I think, a lot of the time in Dubai. Now, she's a woman that's in her 30s, very good looking, not married. But I think she said she was like in a relationship, or she alluded to being in a relationship, in a happy relationship. And I think this is where a lot of stuff is kind of getting funny, because the guy that she's a side chick of, playing concubine, is a man that's clearly very, very wealthy and highly sought after, and he's getting ready to get married, and she has a rivalry with the fiance. And mind you, the fiance is not going to leave this man because he's been knocking down Sadia Khan. She's staying in. I'm assuming that particular couple, they got to be in Dubai, because no man is going to risk his wealth knowing that he got trouble viewing before the altar call. You know what I'm saying? So Sadia Khan is experiencing a high level of jealousy and envy, because jealousy is one about something that you possess and somebody else wants to take it away from you. Envy is when something belongs to somebody else exclusively, but you want it from them, either tangibly or intangibly. Now, I think it's the reason why the word jealousy is misused when it should be envy. Jealousy is not bad when it's in the proper context. Now, in regards to women, like I've said before, having a woman being a second or third to a man is okay as long as the first one knows about it. And I'm speaking from a biblical polygyny perspective, not the stuff that's going on in today's society. That doesn't represent that. So yes, it's possible for a second wife to experience jealousy over the first wife, maybe receiving perceived better treatment from the husband. So jealousy is a natural emotion. Envy is a negative one. It's a, jealousy is more of a neutral, is more neutral, whereas envy is heavily negative, because it's more of like wanting something that somebody else has that doesn't belong to you. So Sadia being a side chick doesn't surprise me at all. I think what surprises a lot of people is the fact that she was speaking against men having multiple women and saying that they were sick and that they had an ego problem and yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, she's willingly playing into the ego and the quote-unquote sickness of a man who wants more than one woman, which she's against. Okay? Here's the thing with women. Women will never be able to stop their hardwiring of what they really like. And the fact is that most women, and especially the more beautiful the woman is, the more likely she's willing to play side. She's, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it, she has more opportunity to make a man consider her a side. Because when a man gets a side chick, he don't want just, there's some men, especially men of higher caliber, they don't want just any side chick. They want it to be worth their while. And if they got money and they're compensating her, they want to be compensating a woman that they really desire and long for, to keep her in the loop of being the side chick. These modern women are extremely dishonest creatures. They claim that that men shouldn't have multiple women, but yet majority of these women have no problem being second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh woman. Even baby mamas, like the whole Nick Cannon thing. Like even the situation. Look at the situation with I forgot her name. But the one that's with Cam Newton, she's about to have a second child. He also has let it known that he's never going to be exclusive to just one woman. He has children with other women. He has like 7, 8 children already, including like the one that she had for him, and now she's about to have a second one. And she used to do, oh, I would never be that. I would never be with a man that's not gonna make me the priority and make me the only one, yada yada yada. Or she also talked about how women are stupid for. She also talked about how women are stupid for being the second, third, fourth, fifth baby mama. Then what did she do? She went and did exactly that. Why? Because a woman can never fight against her nature. When Cam Newton pulls up, and he's 6'5", 250 pounds of muscle, dressing like Willy Wonka, and he got $25 to $50 million in the bank, she's gonna realize, like, you know what? I need this. And she, trust me, she would rather have that than be with a man that's making $75,000 and who's 6 feet tall and who stays in amazing shape. She would rather. I'm telling you, women are like that. Okay? And a lot of these women, they try and fight against their nature. And remember, women are heavily driven by emotions, not by their own reasoning or logic. Remember, logic and reasoning doesn't always mean you're right. It just means that you're coming to with the information you have and the belief system you have, you're coming to the conclusion of how to move a certain way. This is the reason why there's people would say there's logic behind Islam, there's logic behind Hinduism, there's you can always find logic behind any system. It doesn't mean that it's the correct system in the ultimate, but it just means that you came to a logical reasoning and conclusion that that's the best way, comparative to maybe other ways, right? Now, these women, this Sadia Khan thing really destroys everything. And I'm really wondering what, I have to watch and see what Pearl says. Now, Pearl's not an intellectual. Pearl's just a woman who just responds to a lot of these things. But, I think she's going to say what a lot of men say, that a lot of women prefer to be the side chick than to be with a regular dude and be the only woman. You know what I'm saying? Because women don't like when a man is not liked by other women or not pursued or heavily sought after, man. They just don't like it, bro. That's why I tell y'all, man, the worst thing you can ever tell a woman is that she's the only one that you're interested in. That she's the only one that you want. Don't ever say that. You can act like it in the way, but in the age of social media, it's very funny. Because a woman will be with a guy who shows that energy and carries that energy, but she just needs to see that that other woman find him attractive. So if he has an IG and he's posting his body, he's posting his lifestyle, she wants to see in those comments those women with hard eyes saying, "Hey, handsome." They like that. They don't mind that. They just don't want the man to entertain that. But for their own psychology of feeling good about what they have in a man, they don't mind seeing that. They would never want that man to block woman from being able to comment, because the comments from those other women give her the security that she's with the right man. It's interesting to say security, right? But that's just the reality. That's just how the woman's mind works. So that's just how it is, man. Sadia Khan saying she's going to give the man the Glock 3000 on the wedding day to threaten the woman. This is how these women roll. When women are fighting over a man or fighting to maintain access. Because Sadia Khan is not going to make an ultimatum like, you better leave her, or, if you want to keep staying with me. But she will sabotage. And that's what a lot of these side women do. Whenever they're a side chick, they act like they don't mind being a side chick. But when it's about to be like, when the desperation kicks in inside of a woman, where she's like, dang, I'm getting older, I want to be with him, she would rather do whatever she can to break it up. And that's what she's trying to do. because it's kind of like a self-destructive mode. Like, if I can't have you the way I want you, I'm going to break up what you got going on too. And that's the reason why they always are saying, they say that that women cheat better than women. No, they don't. It's just that the woman that the man is with on the side, she's more than likely to confront the woman that's in the relationship with the man. And we see it with this example right here. I mean, come on, dude. Like, it's like clockwork. It's so predictable, bruh. The behavior of women is so predictable, it's ridiculous. I mean, that's why I tell men, like, it's not even worth it for you to decide things. Like I said, I would say 99% of men don't have either the resources or the mental capacity to maintain 2 or more women. So that's a 1% knowledge, and it takes you getting the right type of woman that's going to be on that program as well. You know what I'm saying? And not even just be on it for, like, you know, short term. You need that stuff to last decades till you're dead. So imagine trying to maintain that. You know, these women would have to be content when they hit 30, when they hit 35, when they hit 40. And women, a lot of times, they'll reevaluate their life and think, you know, about what they need to do differently. And that's a lot of times when they start hitting the eject button. But men, you know, they don't understand this. But the woman she's rivaled with, Sadia Khan, that woman wants to get the security long term. I can guarantee you this guy that she's fighting over is not no regular, like, dude. It ain't like some guy that's like just very good looking and he works a regular job or whatever. He's in great shape. He got 10% body fat, and he's 6 foot. He's 6'3", and he looks like freaking Fabio or something. Oh, you know what I'm saying? No, bro. Like, this is a man that has that bankroll. Woman will fight over a man that has that bankroll. Okay? He has status and money. Okay? That's what will make these women come to talking crazy. That's what will have Sadia Khan blowing up her whole cover, exposing herself, and talking crazy and messing up her whole brand. Okay? So, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next